Hi, me again. Hello and welcome to Rambling on Music, a place with musical discourses for musical minds. I'm Holly Q, and today I'm going to present to you a bit of a recap video on what my experience was like at the David Bowie World Fan Convention. Now, this convention was the first of its kind, and of course, they decided to do it in Liverpool, which was super convenient for me. So I went there. I did a 3-part series also on YouTube, which you can check out if you want a more in-depth look on what was going on. But in this video, I'm just going to show you some of the things that I received and what my experiences were like and what I was able to purchase. So in case you're interested in going to the next convention, these are some things you might be able to expect to see and to have access to. Now, I was really trepidatious and I first went and bought a general admission ticket, and I'm not gonna lie, they're expensive. Like, I hummed and hawed for 2 weeks and my husband was like, just do it, you love Bowie. I'm like, I know, but the money. Is like, don't worry about it. I should have listened, right? Well, I did. So I bought myself a general admission ticket. And this is the ticket here that I got in the mail quite a couple of weeks later, but that's to be expected. And then a couple of weeks later, closer to the event, oh gosh, like I booked this back in March and the event was in June. And in May, I received an email saying that they had a few VIP upgrades available. And I'm gonna be honest, I was looking at the VIP when I first went, but then they sold out. And I was like, well, I guess that's my fate sorted. But alas, I was wrong, because they gave people the opportunity to upgrade to a VIP weekend. And that was even more money. And it was tough, because I was like, I shouldn't be spending a couple hundred on this convention. But I bit the bullet and I thought, you know what, I'm working, I got a new job, I'll do it. So I got the VIP upgrade, which, you know what, it was expensive, I'll admit, but I think it was worth it because, merchandise aside, they had VIP meet and greets and you could get photos done with the artists and the photographers and all of the special guests. So it was worth it for that, and it wasn't any extra, and you could get a picture with everybody. You know, you didn't have to pay per photo, you didn't have to pay for extra signatures. You could bring whatever you wanted to this convention and they would sign it. So I brought my Woody Woodman's ebook and he signed it. I bought a poster, and well, you know what, I'll save that for the end because that's pretty special. But it was nice because some conventions you could spend like a couple hundred, you know, at Comic-Cons for signatures and photos. So in a way, you kind of saved because it was all inclusive. They had special VIP drinks before the Bowie ball. They had early entry, which would get you access to the special guests as well before the crowd, so you could have really interesting conversations with them. You can ask them questions. You could, you know, so you could get up close and personal. And yes, it was expensive. I'm gonna stress this. It was expensive, but I think it was worth it because the amount of memories and the experiences that I had, I don't think you could get that anywhere else. And unless you were lucky and hang out in the lobby in between conversations in the main hall, you wouldn't really see the artists unless they were walking around as well, and then you would have to know what you're looking for. You know, so it was you're paying for convenience and you're paying for access. So I would recommend it, but save up so you don't have to eat mac and cheese for a week to be able to afford it like some people. So, without further ado, I will show you what was included. So, when you get there, you are greeted with this awesome little tote bag that says David Bowie World Fan Convention, Liverpool 2022. And you get all kinds of cool things in here. You get a little pamphlet that outlines your itinerary, which was so helpful. I was staring at this all the time. And then in the back as well, it shows all the VIP meet and greets and what was available. So that's what you, yeah, that's what you get as a VIP. So that the photo opportunities and the signing, that's what kind of sealed the deal for me. You are presented with a lanyard, and this was cool, so you could write whatever you want. Some people were putting really cool names on there. I just was original and put Holly Q. You received a special little wristband, and this was cool. It's fabric. It's got the little design scheme from the convention, so that was nice. It's nice. I like this more than the paper wristbands that you get. The only downfall is when you're washing your hands, this is like dragging around so it gets wet, or you have to like tighten it so it's like this so it doesn't become part of your food when you're eating, but that's okay. You also received a David Bowie World collectible deck. One of the big highlights was the Bowie World exhibit, which also sponsored the World Convention, and it had free NFTs. I didn't bother, so if you want one, you can use mine. I don't know how that even works. I'm too old for all of that technology. So this is also a little pamphlet here discussing the Bowie World app, and you could take pictures throughout the conference and share it, and you can see other people's pictures, so it's a way for you to kind of see yourself involved in the conference, which was pretty cool. This is another pamphlet here. This is for the Duffy Archives, which was phenomenal, and it was great to meet Chris and talk to him a little bit about his dad's experiences and even his own experiences of first hearing Bowie and with the Aladdin Sane, or no, it was the I think it was the Ziggy Stardust. Yeah, yes, it was. It was the Ziggy Stardust album, and then the following week, his dad was actually going to shoot pictures for the Aladdin Sane cover, and Chris tagged along and met him, and so it was cool talking to him about that and his experiences of meeting Bowie and what Bowie's music meant to him. This book was available here. It was by John Cambridge, talking about the very, very early years with Bowie. He was Bowie's drummer before Woody Woodmansey came onto the scene for The Man Who Sold the World. So very cool stories about his time in London. And that's the back of that program there, because he still drums, which is really great. This is cool. This is a little, I wouldn't call it postcard, but a little piece of paper, and it talks about the Moon Age Daydream documentary that has yet to be released there. I've updated this video. It's coming out soon. But I was able to meet Brett Morgan, the filmmaker of this movie, and he signed my little postcard, and I fangirled all over that poor man. So that was really cool. It didn't come signed, obviously, but you got that little bit in there. This is a picture by Philippe, and he was one of the guest photographers at the event. So he had all kinds of prints and stuff available, but this came already in our little VIP bag, which I thought was really nice. Now, we have, this is a little souvenir brochure, and it's got some really nice write-ups, not only from where it began, the idea from Andy, from David Bowie Glamour, Andy Jones, but also from Dave, I'm gonna butcher his last name, I apologize, Picciolini? I'm not sure. Anyway, he kind of financed and had the idea, and so that was really nice. So it kind of has some nice words from him about the event, some little quotes, and then of course if you did run into artists, you could get them to sign here, which you would, they were everywhere. And then there's just a big version of the schedule for each day. More autographs here. Some pictures from the photographers that were there. A little note, this was Ryan Ayer's favorite picture. So that's nice to get that on there. Some fan photographs from the Ziggy era. Fantastic. Look at that. A little write-up from John Cambridge, the gentleman I mentioned earlier, the first Bowie drummer. Information about the Bowie ball and etiquette, basically saying be as glitzed up and glamorous as you possibly can. Nothing is off limits. And then an after forward by Nick Smart, another gentleman from David Bowie Glamour. There we go. So that was nice. I'm sure this will probably have some value in the future, I reckon. So why not grab two? Okay. What else do we have in here? Came with a little CD. It's by Modern Sky, presents Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. So it's different versions of songs here from the album, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. So that's a nice little extra there. This is something I grabbed as well on one of the tables. I think it was the David Bowie Glamour table. It's just an advertisement here for a revamped version of the David Bowie book by Genesis Publications, Moon Age Daydream. I think it's an anniversary. So yeah, updated. Yeah, anniversary edition celebrating 50 years of Ziggy Stardust. So that's cool. And then these were also included. These were prints from the David Bowie Glamour people who kind of had this brainchild and had this vision and basically brought the convention to life. So these are some of the arts that were used for the David Bowie Glamour. Basically, it's like a fanzine. And there's an artist that does it, Helen Green. Very famous lady, but apparently she started doing the Bowie stuff before she kind of made a name for herself. So she's been, with the Bowie fanzine, David Bowie Glamour, for a while, and has contributed. So that's it that came in with this, but something else you could get, which was really, really cool, speaking of Helen Green, are little minis. And there was a bit of a raffle, so if you bought a little pack of these, you could be entered into a raffle to win some signed Bowie merch, special Japanese editions of albums, just really cool things like that, posters. And I just love the art. I just love the artwork anyway, so I figured why not, even if I don't win the raffle, which I didn't. They're still really cool things to have. There's 10 of them in total. So, some great work. I'm going to put this in a frame and display them, so it'll be really cool in my hallway. Now, moving on. Books. So I previously bought this one. This is the hardcover version of Woody Woodmansey's Spider from Mars autobiography. They did have it available in paperback because there was a Waterston's stall where you could buy it, but I prepped myself and I bought one before the convention because I really wanted Woody to sign it, and he did, and I had a fangirl moment there, I'm not gonna lie. So that was pretty exciting for me. The following books I bought at the convention itself. So this is the John Cambridge one here. And he signed it, and I also got his publicist to sign it as well. So that was pretty exciting. This is really special, and I saw this book at the David Bowie pop-up shop in Hedden Street in London when they had that from, I think it was November to January of last year, and it was really expensive. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, I really want to, because it's the entire collection of the Duffy photography for Bowie, and it has write-ups about the history behind all of the different photo shoots that were done, and why wouldn't you want this book? Like, that's just a phenomenal thing to have. So I bought it at the convention because I thought, why not? It's special. It's got like a special I don't think you'll be able to see that engravement here that says the Duffy Archive. So it's a legitimate copy. I don't think you're able to, oh, there you can see a little bit there. It's embossed. And then of course I got Chris to sign it, which was super, super, super special for me. And then also at the same stall, I bought one of the little Bowie stamps that you could get a couple years ago, and this is a postcard of one of the prints of the Duffy archive, and I got him to sign that to Holly in Toronto from Chris in London, which was pretty exciting. And then I also got my last purchase, and I felt so bad spending so much on books. But they're so special and they're so important, and if you can get them signed by the author, then you gotta go for these things sometimes. This is considered the Bowie Bible. It's by Nicholas Pegg, and he was kind of the MC host of the conference. He did a lot of the conversations with them along with Kevin Cam. And I loved his style of interviewing. I loved how it was a conversation. It wasn't, dictated to by, an order of questions list like some people do. It was just very natural. He would listen and then ask questions based on what the artist had just said. So the flow was great. A big shout out to Nicholas Pegg. I thought he did a fantastic job at this conference. I really, really, really enjoyed his talk. So thank you for doing such an amazing, amazing job. I had this book back in Toronto. It was the previous edition. It was purple and it had an earlier photo of David, but this is obviously the new and expanded edition to include Black Star and everything else after that. And I got him to sign it, and he graciously signed it with a lyric from my favorite Bowie song, which is Lady Birding's Soul. So look at this. That is, what a book. Amazing. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys, I did this on my own volition. So there was a lady there, she's Liverpool based, a younger lady, and she designed all of the artwork for the Bowie convention, like all of the different symbols and like the eye and the wheel that's on, it was on all the Bowie stuff. You'll see it in the big video that I did if you watch that. But she also designed this poster, and I thought this poster was so cool, and she said that she was kind of hoping they would have chosen this design, but they went with the more modern, sleek, symbolic one, which is totally cool. But I bought this print from her. It's an A3, and then I went around, and whenever I met somebody, I got them to sign it. So that is pretty special. That is all the signatures, except one. I missed one guy because he was there on Sunday, and I had already been dragging this around for 2 days, and it was already getting ripped, and I didn't want to bring it to Sundays, and so I missed out on Jonathan Barnbrook, who's a graphic designer, but I got him to sign a little piece of paper that I had on me, which is downstairs as I make this video, so should have brought that up. But anyway, I do have a signature, it's just not on here. I'll see if I can maybe transpose it or something onto here, but I thought that is pretty cool. And nobody else did that. I thought they would have done that, but that's going on the wall right above my Bowie poster. So that's probably the highlight for me, was getting all the signatures. See what I mean? Look at all these people that you could meet on the VIP, like tons, so many. And I got the artist, the lady who did the design, I got her to sign it too. So I'm like, I need your signature there with all these other greats. So I think she was happy about that. So I don't know your name, and I can't really read your signature. It looks like something Thomas. I don't know. I do apologize. If you're watching this by any chance, get back to me. So that is everything that I wanted to share in terms of merch that you receive as a VIP. Was it worth it? Yeah. And all the merch that's available as well for you to buy. There's obviously a lot more. The one book that I didn't get was the book by Kevin Can called Any Day Now. And I was going to get it on Saturday when they did the meet and greet, but unfortunately the books hadn't arrived yet from Waterstones. And then I heard afterwards on Sunday he had brought copies of from his own collection to buy, and I didn't realize it at the time. Otherwise I would have bought his book and got him to sign that as well. So That's the only one missing from all this collection, but yeah, what an amazing time. I forgot one further thing. I saw this on the very first day and I loved it, but I thought, oh, I'm going to be spending so much on books. You know, I shouldn't really be spending my money on this. So I thought, okay, I'll let it lie. And if it's there on the last day, then it was meant to be. And all the other posters had sold. This was the only one left. And I asked the lady if they had any more, and she said, no, this is the only copy that they have. This was at the David Bowie Glamour booth. And the main guy, Andy, he's actually scanned all of these from actual copies that he has. So I think this one came from Record Collector, I think. Probably wrong. Andy, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I can't really remember. But it was there on Sunday. It was reduced because they wanted to get rid of it. I'm like, okay, it's a sign. It's my birthday month, and it's my favorite year. So I went for it. Look at that. Isn't that just the bee's knees? Look, and he's wearing the tie from the Life on Mars video. So it's a little calendar from the magazine for May. How cool! I hope you enjoyed watching this, watching my recap, seeing what you could get. Of course, if you want to go to the next one in 2023, June 16th, 17th, and 18th in New York, the place to go is bowieconvention.com. If you've liked what you've seen here in terms of my work, then the place to go to that is ramblingonmusic.com. That hosts all of my articles, interviews, reviews, and scholarly work from my career thus far. It also has meet and greet pictures, and it has a thing I call the tour book, which shows all the concerts and conventions and stuff that I've been to, which is, you know, quite nifty for those wanting to know. If you have liked this video, please give a like and subscribe. Social media platforms include Rambling on Music, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so be free to check those out as well for upcoming ideas or releases and things that I just genuinely find really cool. I will post on there, like my Pink Floyd Animals first pressing of the UK edition, which is the bee's knees. So find things like that on there. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my recap. Do check out bowieconvention.com. It is a fantastic opportunity for any Bowie fan. Highly recommend it. Meeting people was just, I love doing that, and then being able to ask them questions about the creative process. That's really what I'm all about. So check it out if you're in the area in New York. If you're able to fly, go for it. Highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Holly Q, and I will see you on the next video. Ta-ta!